been here to the cemetery to actually clean headstones. I've been visiting every week, but it's been under different circumstances. I've been coming with my family. Our house is on the market, and so whenever somebody comes to see our house, my family just knows, let's go to the cemetery. It's kind of cool. We bring the dogs here. It's very peaceful. I'm very grateful to be here today to actually be able to clean a headstone, as it is the actual act of cleaning headstones for me that brings me to such a level of connection with the spirit world that makes me feel very good about life and what I do. Okay, as I just begin to sit in front of Ruby Harris Estes headstone, there are a million red ants. I don't like to kill anything in life, but I can't clean a headstone with these ants. You guys have got to go, okay? I don't need to be bit, all that. So anyway, I want to get started right away. Today I'm going to clean the headstones of Ruby Harris Estes, who went by the name of Birdie. She was born September 19th, 1906, and she died January 1st of 2000. After I clean Ruby's headstone, I'm going to clean, I believe, her husband, R.W. Estes, who was born August 1st, 1907, and died November 12th, 1956. So he died at a very young age. And it looks like Ruby went on to live for another 50 years almost without her husband. Thank you, Ruby and R.W., for your lives. I hope you had good lives, and I hope that you did not fear your death. And I hope that you are resting and enjoying your eternal peace, as well as connecting and communicating with your loved ones here, still in life. With that, I'm going to get started. These headstones don't appear to be too bad. What I do when I come to the cemetery and find a headstone to clean is I just drive through the cemetery first, and I really just let more than my eyes wander. I let my soul wander, and I let myself be actually led to the headstones that I choose each time. I can't tell you the rhyme or reason as to which souls call out to me, yikes, to be cleaned. I only know that they all need to be cleaned and visited and tended to and all of that good stuff. Ruby. That's a special name to me, in spirit as well as in life. My dog's name is Ruby, and our old neighbor at the beach, Ruby, died a couple of years ago, a lady. So the name Ruby is very special to me. We actually did name our dog Ruby after our neighbor at the beach, so that's pretty cool. So Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. Let's see how we can get started here on cleaning up your headstone, and also just visiting with you, chatting, me talking out loud. I know you're wondering who I am and why all of a sudden this lady is sitting in front of your headstone spraying stuff on you. That's literally what I literally feel from you right now. You're thinking in your spirit thoughts. I am Natalie. I know you know my soul. You felt it here many times. I've been coming here for several years now to the cemetery, and this is absolutely my place of peace, Birdie. And I think I am going to call you Birdie, not Ruby. I think you want me to call you Birdie. That's anybody who had a special connection with you called you Birdie, just like in my life, anybody who had a special connection with me calls me Nats. Not Natalie, not Nat, Nats. So Birdie, I already feel the connection with you. And I thank you for allowing me this time to share with you. If you have anything that you want to share, Birdie, with me in life, I will do my best to make sure that your message is delivered. So what's been going on with me, Birdie, is in January of this year, I got COVID for the second time. I had it 1 year prior to this January. And then my father-in-law died in February and we all traveled to North Carolina. I was there for almost 2 weeks. My husband was there for almost 7 weeks, helping his mom with everything during a very sad time in my family's life. The first real death of somebody who was more than close to me. JC, Chris's father, was very much so a father figure to me. So that was hard, Birdie. And then we came back, and in April, both Chris and I got COVID. He got it first, and then I got it from him. And so that was another bizarre time. And then we decided to put our house on the market out of nowhere. We said, let's take advantage of this market. Hopefully we could sell our house and be able to afford Chris to retire earlier. So we have been since January on what I refer to as destination unknown. We don't know where we're going, though we want to stay in Oviedo for at least the next while. As Chris says, 1 to 3 years, and I say that's a little bit too much of a time. Too much of a gap in time. You can't say 1 to 3 years. Like, what the hell is that, right? So our family has been going through a lot of emotions, ups and downs, good and bad, sick, health. I myself have been going through a bunch of awakening moments in my life after coming off of a medication that I've been taking for more than 14 years of my life, lithium, for bipolar. And so I have been lithium free for well over 5 months now, and life has actually never been more beautiful. I have shared with many others. I'm not afraid of any stigmas or judgments with having bipolar. I don't even need to tell people I'm on the lower end of the spectrum of bipolar. I'm not as crazy, LOL. But anyway, it's been a journey, a really beautiful journey for me to literally awaken to a life that for 14 years had been absolutely inhibited and controlled by a prescription medication. So after getting COVID in January, I decided to not take lithium anymore. And my whole family was all scared, like, oh shit. Yikes, bipolar people can never go off medication. Oh no, right? 5 months now. Every month I talk to my doctor, my psychiatrist, and all he says to me, these are the shortest sessions now, because all he says to me is enjoy it while it lasts. And there's no telling how long this peace will last for me. But what I can say is it has been, since January, the most beautiful time of my life. Ironically, not coincidentally, it has been the worst time of my husband's life. So it's been a difficult time to balance between all of my peaceful moments of awakening, knowing that my husband is, at this point, unawakened, grieving so terribly for his father. And so that in itself has been really difficult for me and Chris, as well as our family, me and Chris and my girls, our girls. I'm a normal person. I know when people hear bipolar, they think that shit crazy. I can't deny those moments in my life, but I do know that I have come a long way in the past 30 years of my life to understanding who I am. So I tell everybody all the time, lithium did its job. What it did was it essentially chemically blocked my being, created a dam within my being from experiencing any heightened level or lowered level of emotion. So I was really just at what I called a flat line in life, which to me, flat line for 14 years was where I thought I needed to be. Most people think flat line means dead, but for me, flat line meant neutral. So now, 5 months into my awakening, no lithium, first time in 14 years, I'm seeing, well, how beautiful I am actually, like as a person. I'm a good person, and I know that. And that's really quite special to be able to say. So let me go ahead and get the water and see where we're at. There are stigmas in life for everything. And yet, what I keep reminding myself of is, who are we to judge? Like, we really are not the judges in this life. There is only one judge as far as I'm concerned, and that is God. I don't feel that it is my job to convince anyone to believe anything that they don't want to open themselves to believing. But I also know I now will never hold back. I am an unfiltered person. Perhaps that wasn't to my advantage in years past, but it is now, because being unfiltered means what you see is what you get. And so I know that whatever comes out of my mouth will never be bad, never be harmful. I am connected too far, too greatly with the parallel universe of heaven. So I know I am all good. Once I let down those dams that were built from medicinal ways, is when I really, in the past 5 months, have also begun to awaken in ways that are allowing me to connect to the world of spirit, the parallel universe of spirit, in really awesome, beautiful, shared as well as validated ways with life. People I don't even know. And for me, it's a really beautiful gift to have. Yes, it is a gift. And I am grateful to be able to bring peace to life for those who have lost someone that they love. For me, my gift, well, I kind of always knew I had it, but up until the past decade or so, I allowed myself to receive such shame and doubt and judgment from others in my life, which in particular was my immediate family. Anybody in life I've met on the outside, when I give a message, they're like, hello. They know it's real. They know it's their loved one. But it has been my own family, including my husband and daughters, all these years, who have fallen into that category of shaming themselves, really. and afraid to believe for themselves. So it's easier to judge others than it is to open yourself to life. That's what I think. Birdie, I'm feeling you now. You're shaking your head at me. You're going, yep. Everything I'm saying makes sense to you, Birdie. I obviously did not know you in life, Birdie, but I feel you in spirit. R.W. Esther, I'm not feeling you at all. And yet, I do see you, a vision of you standing behind your wife. I kind of hear you now saying just like, amen, amen. Like, whatever Ruby Birdie fought in life with you, you always agreed. So you have me feel, Mr. Estes, that you were very much so a loving husband. You had a loving marriage. And you truly loved your wife. I'm seeing the number 4. I feel like that means you had 4 children, but I don't see any other headstones nearby, so I don't know. It's hard to validate at the cemetery. And yet, as spirit would have it, that's why I have my cemetery girl number 1, Ingrid, who gifted me with the Oviedo book of history of all these people. As well as I always go to Ingrid and ask her about the people from the headstones I've cleaned. Ingrid does a beautiful job of validating for me what I hear is real from the spirit world at the cemetery in ways that without Ingrid I could not validate. Simply could not. Like, I have a friend of mine right now who, she brought to me several people, strangers to me, to read their loved ones. And after I read them, she said, okay, Natalie, I'm going to ask you to do something really special now. She said, I believe that JFK Jr. is still alive. And she goes, I want you to try to connect with JFK. So she asked me this many weeks ago, and at first I was like, okay, no problem, I would love to do this. I have no doubts that I can connect with any spirit. But when you can't receive validation for what you hear, it makes it kind of frustrating or rattling. But as of yesterday, I told my friend Jeanette, I am looking forward to venturing out into a different branch of spirit and connecting to somebody who was an icon in life, a celebrity, famous person, JFK Jr. And from what I've learned with spirit is that as long as somebody else in life requests of you to, as a medium, with the abilities to connect to spirit, when they ask you to connect with somebody, then that's the initiating factor right there. Birdie, R.W. Esther, I've got a couple of flowers here for you. I'm going to give you, Ruby, the pretty peach and burgundy ones. So pretty. And for R.W. Esther with the cursive handwriting on your headstone, very fancy, I'm going to give you your blue flowers with the green. And now, I'd like to thank both of you for sharing in this time with me, letting me talk. The cemetery is the one place in life that I have learned is my place, because nobody interrupts me here. And and I can speak freely as I am a free spirit. Thank you, Ruby, Harris, Estes, Birdie, and thank you, R.W. Esther, for your lives. I do hope you're resting in peace and enjoying eternity in all the ways that we should enjoy eternity. Thank you.